All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling very, very good tonight. I feel amazing. I love life. I'm really enjoying life, and I think you should too, right? Like, life is what's so good about things. Is life is so entertaining and so much fun. We can watch entertainment all day. We can be thoroughly entertained, and yet we have fun times with our own personal lives. So it's very nice to have all that. It's kind of like, well, when you're experiencing life to the fullest, you kind of feel, well, this is how life should be, right? If you're healthy and you have a good viewpoint on life and you're positive, it's kind of nice. So it's kind of a really enjoyable experience. I mean, life is different for everybody, but for me, I really enjoy it because I'm so positive and so friendly and so happy and so nice. And so when I'm experiencing life, I kind of feel like I'm kind of like very one of the lucky ones. So it's kind of nice to have that experience. I feel great. I really focus on the positive side of things. For me, it's not enough to just live a life where you're just kind of kind of just going through the hoops and just sort of like just experiencing life to just be. To just be is kind of not a really fun existence. You want to actually experience life so that you enjoy it to the highest extent, right? Like you want to actually feel good. You don't want to be like, oh, life, I could just take it or leave it kind of thing. You want to actually enjoy it because life is worth living to the fullest. You want to live to the fullest, and you should really embrace it. Life has its ups and downs, but I mean, for the most part, you're always experiencing positivity if you just see it that way. I mean, there's things that go on in my life that are negative, but I don't see it that way. I'm a very positive person, so for me, I'm kind of like, well, I've got what I need. I've totally got everything I need, so I don't need anything else. I've got what I want, so I'm not miserable. I'm a happy person, and I totally think that people that are miserable, and maybe they have depression. That's one thing. But if you choose to be miserable, you're only shortchanging yourself. There's so many good things about life that you can really enjoy. So try to enjoy life. It's so much fun, and you want to be happy. Like it's kind of like a give and take thing. If you give good things to your life and you give good things to others, then you're gonna really feel like you've got a good life going on. If you kind of just sit there and mope, then you're not gonna be really feeling good. It drags you down. It's a big weight on your shoulders, and you don't need that. So you need positivity in your life. So that's why I'm here, right? Like I want to make sure you guys are like, this is cool. I see Mileena. She's really positive. She's a really positive, upbeat person. And I'm always Marco in person, but I mean, Mileena is still a part of me, right? Like people like Mileena, so why not, right? But I mean, like Mileena is so pretty, and you're just like, why can't I be more like Mileena? Why can't I have more positive energy kind of thing? And it takes work. I have things that go on in my life that are, people say things to me or whatever, and stuff like that. Some people are very negative to me. But I mean, I'm just a very positive person, so it just kind of rubs off my back and goes away. But I mean, people can be very negative, especially when you look very good, and people just have a very hard time. And it's understandable. Some people have a hard time with me because I'm very good looking, so they don't know what to say. They don't know how to react. And it makes sense, right? Like, if you see someone like that and you're not like that, then of course you're not going to be totally like sweet roses and apple pie. But I mean, and some people are. If you Some people are very love me and they could be any walk of life, but some people are very upset. And it makes sense. I'm very good looking, so I understand that might draw attention, and maybe some people might be self-conscious around me, and that's perfectly normal. Um, it's perfectly normal, and I mean, and those people could look very good too, but maybe they have a certain different experience in life that maybe they don't feel that way, or some people are very good looking and they feel insecure. So I mean, and they might feel insecure around me because I'm very positive and upbeat and happy, and so they don't know how to react. But I mean, for the most part, um, and I mean, when people are like that with me, I'm just like, I didn't do anything on purpose. This is how I look. I'm very lucky, obviously. So it's kind of like, well, I don't, I mean, I'm sure if if you talk to me, you'd know I'm very nice, but I mean, I'm very busy. I can't go around and cheer everybody up that thinks I'm too good looking or whatever, you know. But I mean, you know, for the most part, I try my best to be nice. I try always to give to people, you know, positive energy, you know, when I see people, and I'm really, you know, I'm really humbling to the point where I'm like, you know, I understand, you know, if you see someone and they're down and out because they're not as good looking, I understand how that would be upsetting for sure, you know. I mean, I mean, I have very good looks, so I mean, and I was very lucky, so I do understand that it's something that's not everybody gets. So I'm very understanding and very humbled by the experience. I do feel like, you know, it's so rare that you know I'm going to be kind of like, well, I'm not going to be like, you know, oh, I'm a good person, you know, for me. So for me, I'm not like, oh, I'm so good looking, you know, you're nothing. I'm never going to be that way, you know. Um, um, but but I mean, like, for the most part, you're gonna see me being really nice almost all the time. If I'm not nice, it's because I'm really busy and I'm just not saying anything. But otherwise, I'm super nice. Like, there's so many times I do nice things. Like, I'm always like, I had a customer as a car salesman, and she didn't feel very beautiful. So I was like, and she wasn't very beautiful. Like, but I said, you know, you have to really feel like. You have to really go for being beautiful, because and you have to sell it to yourself, you know, because you have to feel like, you know, you have to feel like you are beautiful, because and you should, and even if you aren't beautiful, you have to feel like you are beautiful, because you know, if you are feeling like you're beautiful and you go about feeling like you're beautiful, then maybe one day you actually will be, right? So I was telling her a story about a 50-year-old woman that was very unattractive, and she started taking care of herself, started exercising and dieting, and voila, like when she was 60, she looked better than Tyra Banks. She looked better than all the sexy people. She looked like me basically, and I was like, holy, like that's sexy. So, you know, and she didn't do much. She did a lot of things that were totally different for her, but she wanted to get in a place where she was happy with herself, and she didn't want to be struggling anymore. She was like, I'm tired of being down about being unattractive and not actually taking care of myself. So she really took it upon herself to change her situation. And she did. And she was so beautiful, like it was crazy. I'm sure by now she'd probably be 90 years old or 80 years old. That'd be funny if she still looks really, really good. But she was so pretty, and I was like, yeah, I mean, for me, I'm very good looking because I'm super positive, and I do a lot of things to make sure I stay good looking. And I have good genes, of course, but that's not the only thing, right? There are some people with bad genes, but they're able to pull off a good look because they're positive. They change the situation from a negative to a positive. So you know, it's all the work comes from you. You know, you have to really pull yourself together and think, do I want to live like this? Do I want to be someone that's overweight? Do I want to be someone that's uncomfortable with my appearance? Do I want to be, you know, sloppy with certain things? No, you want to take care of yourself, right? You're in your own skin, and of course, to be the most happy in your own skin, you have to do things to take care of yourself, right? And taking care of yourself, sometimes it means being selfish and wanting to be really beautiful, or the most beautiful you can be. Not everybody's going to be a model, I understand that, but you can have a positive outlook and you can do things that give you an edge above everybody else. Maybe you totally clean your act and you become not a preppy necessarily, but just sort of like a clean cut kind of guy. And maybe you weren't before, so maybe you're not totally gorgeous, not naturally, but it ups your ante, ups your game a lot, right? So you're much better, right? And some people don't like that look, you know. It's obviously everybody's allowed to like whatever look they want, but you know, and then let's say years later you keep doing that, and you sober up. Maybe you had smoked a lot and it aged you, and then you totally sober up. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that you can do that give you an edge above everybody else. And then when you keep doing those things and you keep adding to those things and doing more, and I don't mean plastic surgery, which some people can do and that might make them look better, but I mean just things to take care of yourself, healthy things, you know, healthy things that make you actually look really, really good. So anyway, I wish you all well. I hope you guys love my videos. Thank you very much. Bye.